Let's talk about this new dungeon crawler for PlayStation Vita, Kangokutou Mary Skelter, which translates to Divine Prison Tower Mary Skelter.
But that title is too weeaboo. So henceforth, let's just call it Mary Skelter Nightmares, which is the official localized name.
Most of times, it feels like Compile Heart only wants to sell fanservice with cute little girls, and it seems like the game itself comes only as an afterthought. You might even say that most of their games are just an excuse to sell soft porn. But this time around, they are making this game together with Dengeki Bunko, so I bet Mary Skelter will be nothing like that.
Yeah, Dengeki Bunko is well known for its epic and serious stories. They have nothing to do with all that moe moe bullshit. No sir, my Dengeki Bunko can't possibly be this kawaii.
Now you're just being an asshole, you know.
You asked for it.
This is a post-apocalyptic tale about a world that was devoured by a giant abyss. Now the survivor humans must struggle to fight against demons who want to steal their blood little by little.
Holy shit! This thing is dark! It's way different from the usual Compile Heart stuff! Where is all that pop idol bullshit? Here they are. Oof.
Sure, you still get the usual cast filled with cute girls. But there is a twist to it. They are all based on fairy tale characters.
Fairy tale? Yeah, it makes sense. That manga has a lot of hentai fanservice, and Compile Heart loves that. I just hope they don't make a character based on Erza. She's such a Mary Sue.
Dude, I said tail, and not tail. For example, the main duo includes Jack, from Jack and the Beanstalk, and Alice, from
Resident Evil?
Do you really want that Alice to be in any game at all?
Wait a minute, what am I talking about? There's no Alice in Resident Evil! Everyone knows that! I meant to say Alice in Wonderland, and there is even Little Red Riding Hood!
見つけた。君がアリスだね。
Who rescues Alice and Jack from the monsters and takes them to Daybreak, an organization that fights against the monsters.
ジャック君、アリス君、この黎明へようこそ。
And she also reveals that she and Alice are part of a new breed of humans with special powers, capable to even defeating monsters.
私たち景色少女はね、メルヘンとだって互角にやり合える力を持つ。少しだけ特別な存在なんだ。
アリス、騙されちゃダメだ。景色少女だなんて聞いたことない。この子どこかおかしいんだよ。
私、あなたと一緒に行くわ。
アリス？
ただし、ジャックと一緒なら。
They are known as Keshiki Shoujo.
景色少女。
But that's also too weeaboo. So, for the time being, let's just call them Bloody Maidens.
Most male characters from Compile Heart games are pretty useless or just pathetic. Hell, sometimes they don't even have any male character at all. But it seems that Dengeki Bunko was able to change this trend, because Jack is quite the complex main character. In Mary Skelter, they don't have much time to waste with romantic comedy stuff, and that's because shit happens all the time.
に見つかって。親指姉様は捕まってしまって、白雪たちは逃げるしかできなかったんです。
二人ともこんなに怪我してるじゃない。逃げてこれただけ良かったと思った方がいいわ。
でも白雪たち
まだ無理に動こうとしちゃダメよ。
and Jack feels very frustrated because he also wants to be of help, to the point where he even feels envious of other blood maidens.
あんたもそろそろまともに働く気になんない？ああ、それは無理です。だるいので働きたくないです。
かぐやさん、君は人を助けられる力があるのに、どうして役に立てようとしないの？
And it's thanks to this determination that the main heroines come to respect him.
ああ、正式にここの新入りになったのか。何しろこいつに運び込まれてきたからね。逃げてきた囚人の一人かと思ってたんだけど。
門脇さん、ジャックは私を助けて倒れたんです。
悪い。坊主、頑張ったんだな。で、勇ましい嬢ちゃん、あんたは？
アリスです。勇敢なのは私ではなくジャックです。
But fortunately, not much later, it's revealed that Jack also got his own type of special abilities, which means he would technically be a blood lad. What? His powers are completely different from any other blood maiden. It's a very unique power that can be used to—
He's a fucking buffer! Well, I guess it makes sense. This is what they usually do in an action story when they want to give more screen time to the cute girls. This time, I won't complain about it, because Jack is a nice guy.
もしわらわがどこかに行かなければならなくなったら、わらわを引き止めてくれますか？
かぐや姫はどこにも行く必要はないよ。
それではいざという時は任せました。
どこにも行かないように引き止めるよ。
Actually, all the other characters are interesting as well. The elements from the fairy tale are used as a kind of obsession, or even an addiction.
なぜかはわからないのですけれど、昔から私こうなんですの。自分が身につけているものが一つでも欠けると、どうしようもなく不安になって、自分が醜い役立たずに思えてきて。
髪の毛知らない。髪の毛やだ。ラプンツェルいなくなっちゃうよ。髪の毛ないとみんなラプンツェルいらないの。グレーテルさん、お菓子に詳しいんですね。お好きなんですか？
ええ、私に理性がなかったらとっくに奪い取って残らず食べているところよ。
I know that this idea of making modern versions of fairy tale characters is far from being original, even in Japan. Still, I think Mary Skelter is one of the best takes in this formula. However, it's not like they are the very best at it.
There is blood everywhere in this game. When you defeat an enemy with a strong attack, he will spill blood all over your characters.
私の番ね。
This will fill a special meter, and will eventually activate the genocide mode, which makes your characters much stronger.
なれない。我慢できない。早くやらせて。
However, when you receive damage, this gauge will get darker, and if this meter gets to the maximum level while it is still dark, this character will get into the Blood Skelter mode, which is a much stronger and sexier transformation. Unfortunately, that character will get into a berserk rampage, and she can even attack other characters from your team. To prevent that from happening, you must use Jack's abilities to purify them.
これで。
He can also restore SP and can boost the attributes.
これで。
Aside from those mechanics, most of the gameplay is pretty much what you would expect from any other dungeon crawler. For example, the navigation is in first person, there are plenty of random battles,
来ました。
the combat system is turn-based,
だるいです。
there are many different classes for each character,
選択 が増えたわ。
And a roulette will appear out of nowhere. It will interrupt the action, and you will be forced to wait for the result. Oh, wait a minute! This is not usual for this genre at all. That's just very annoying!
Like most games by Compile Heart, Mary Skelter also has dating scene elements.
あなたの一番近くにいたい。ずっと一緒にいれたら嬉しいな。ちゃんと私を見てなさいよね。ジャックさんのお役に立ちたいです。一緒に寝たい。
You can get affection points by giving presents to the main heroines.
素敵なプレゼントだわ。優しいんですよね。
Like furniture, which will change the design of their rooms.
良さそうですね。とってもいい感じです。わあ、いいねこれ。すごく良くなった。
And this will make you feel like you're playing a Barbie game.
I can be anything, I'm a Barbie girl.
There are many special conditions to get the good ending. And on top of that, you must do a few more conditions if you want to get a special ending with the girl of your choice. Too bad those endings are basically the same thing for every character, and they only last for around 5 minutes.
Talking about special conditions, there is also a secret character. You can find her in a secret area in the first dungeon, but you need to upgrade Jack's gun to the maximum power. To avoid spoilers, I will hide her appearance with this illustration here. No particular reason for me to be using Realm Lethal here. I just like her. Yes, I just like her.
In any case, I don't recommend this game if you don't know any Japanese. It's an RPG after all, and story is very important for this genre. If you can't understand the story, you will be missing more than half of the experience, which is a huge waste. Well, unless the RPG you are playing is something like Genkaitoki 7 Pirates, which doesn't have any story at all. Nah, that was an exaggeration. It's not like 7 Pirates don't have a story. It's just not important whatsoever. But thankfully, that's not the case for Mary Skelter.
Unfortunately, after playing Rekolov, which had a lot of visual cues, now we are back to the usual talking heads. At least I wanted some special illustrations during cutscenes to show how cool the story of this game is. It would make the events be much better. Here, take a look.
私さ、景色少女を殺したことがある。私の手で殺したんだよ。昔さ、私がまだ10歳の頃のことだったんだ。誕生日に初めて景色武器、このハサミをもらった私は早速独房エリアに行ったんだ。そこで見つけたんだ、まだ小さな景色少女。メルヘンに囲まれてて、私が助けたら人魚姫だって名乗ったよ。でもその子はもう汚れが目いっぱいで、怪我して苦しんでて、決定打はメルヘンたちの追撃だったと思う。その時のことは正直あまり覚えてない。で、気がついた時に私は振り下ろした武器を構えてて、武器からはその子の血が滴ってて、暴走した姿のその子の死体が転がってた。
That's right. The story in Mary Skelter is actually good. And that is so weird. After all, it's Compile Heart we are talking about. I can only guess this is thanks to Dengeki Bunko's involvement. It's true that Dengeki Bunko is not exactly the best publisher when it comes to light novels, but I guess everyone can agree that they are definitely not the worst either. At the very least, most of the writers working for them are better than the big majority of writers who work for Compile Heart.
But there are some low points to that. Since this game has a tie-in with a light novel released by Dengeki Bunko, you will notice a lack of explanation for a bunch of things. Characters will die off screen, and there will be a point where you will ask, who the fuck is this angel chick?
あの人は
To make matters worse, the engine is such a sequel bait. They leave a bunch of questions without answers on purpose, and that feels like a kick to the balls.
落ち着いたらおいおい話してやるよ。まあ突拍子もない話だ。どのみちこの物語にはふさわしくねえよ。
師匠のもったいぶり。
大人はもったいぶるんだよ。
There are also a lot of bugs, glitches, crashes, lags, frame rate drops, and even slow controller response. For a game that looks like this, it should not be a problem for the PlayStation Vita hardware. But I guess this is to be expected. After all, most games by Compile Heart look like games for the PlayStation 2, and yet, somehow, they are not even able to make their games run properly on a PlayStation 4 hardware.
Nevertheless, this is one of the best games released by this developer. It's dark, original and interesting. In a way, it feels similar to Trillium, God of Destruction. And that's why I thought that Mary Skelter was connected to Trillium in some way. But I was wrong. This is the game that has connection to Trillium. And Make-Q is so dark that it was prohibited in Australia. I guess this was too creepy for them. Especially that little girl over there. In conclusion, if you don't have any problems with games filled with cute anime girls, I think you will love Mary Skelter. It almost doesn't feel like a guilty pleasure. With that said, the hentai rank of Mary Skelter is tamed. The rank would be even lower if it wasn't for a certain minigame. The blood of monsters can corrupt the girls on your team, and it's up to Jack to purify them. And there is only one way to do it.